This section covers academic suspension and return from suspension. Academic suspension. What is academic suspension? Academic suspension occurs when students on academic probation do not meet minimum GPA requirements to be removed from or continue on probation. Students cannot be academically suspended without first being placed on academic probation. There is a difference between academic suspension and program dismissal. Program dismissal is when a student cannot continue in a program of study due to not meeting the academic progression requirements. Academic suspension is when a student is dismissed from the university because they have not met the overall university academic standards. Notice the Continue on Probation column of the academic standards chart. Students on academic probation who have below the minimum total institutional GPA for credit hours attempted will be placed on suspension unless they have at least a 2.5 semester GPA. Continuing on probation by earning a 2.5 semester GPA is known as semester reprieve. The academic suspension period is 8 months and includes one fall or spring semester and a summer semester. For example, the suspension period for students suspended after the fall semester is the following spring and summer semesters. Students suspended after the spring semester are on suspension for the following summer and fall semesters. Students are not placed on academic suspension after a summer semester. What to tell students about academic suspension? 3 important things to know and tell the student who is likely to be or has recently been placed on academic suspension are: 1. Use the suspension period as a time to reflect, assess priorities, and process with others to make important decisions about the future. 2. Credits from courses taken at another institution during the suspension period may not be applied toward a degree from U of SC. Under special circumstances, credits may be applied with approval from the readmitting college. This is the exception and not the norm. 3. An appeal of the suspension may be submitted to the petitions committee of the college where they were enrolled when suspended. Advisors should refer to their college for details regarding the appeal process. Return from academic suspension. Academically suspended students may reapply to the university beginning the semester following their suspension period. 5 things advisors should know about returning from suspension include: 1. Reapplication. Students must reapply to the university and should speak with an admissions counselor regarding the process for readmission. 2. Courses taken during suspension. While credits for courses taken at another institution while suspended may not be accepted at U of SC, grades for courses taken are considered in the readmission decision. Students who take courses at another institution while suspended must meet U of SC's transfer admission GPA requirements. 3. Petition. Students must submit a petition for admission into the college or program where they are seeking enrollment. Advisors should become familiar with their college's petition process. 4. Academic standing. Students readmitted from suspension are on academic probation and have a suspension reinstatement status because their total institutional GPA is below a 2.0. And 5. Course schedule. Students and advisors should review course schedules and make adjustments to allow for the best chance for academic success during the first semester back. Returning after first suspension. Students readmitted to the university following a first suspension must meet certain requirements to continue enrollment at U of SC. These requirements include: 1. Academic coaching. Within the first 6 weeks after returning from a first suspension, students must meet with an academic coach in the University Advising Center. If they do not have their appointment within the first 6 weeks of the semester, a registration hold will be placed on their account. And 2. GPA. Students must either 1. Get a semester GPA of 2.5 for semester reprieve, or 2. Meet the minimum cumulative institutional GPA to continue on probation for the credit hours attempted. For example, a student who is readmitted from suspension and has a 1.75 cumulative institutional GPA with 45 grade hours attempted will have to, in their first semester back, either raise their total institutional GPA to a 1.8 or have a semester GPA of 2.5 to not be suspended a second time. It is best practice to advise students to focus on getting a semester GPA of at least a 2.5. Subsequent suspension. Students who do not meet the academic requirements to continue enrollment at UFSC may be placed on academic suspension again. The duration of the second suspension is indefinite, and readmission is unlikely within 2 years of the second suspension. Please return to Blackboard and complete the quiz for this section. Once you complete the quiz with a score of 100%, you will be able to proceed to the next section.